So it's Saturday. Hi everyone, it's Kathy here. So it's Saturday and I've been enjoying this video thing, so I thought I would do it a little bit more. So like I said, we have two decks on our house and there's a upper deck and a lower deck. So last weekend we took out the furniture. Maybe Terry and I will get a chance to eat dinner if it ever warms up. We like sitting out on the lower deck. Sometimes we barbecue when we have friends over, and sometimes there's the barbecue. Sometimes we just like to sit out there and eat lunch or dinner. That's a mock orange, which is gonna, it smells incredible. I've planted 3 more mock oranges on the property now. It smells like heaven if you've never smelled a mock orange. And there's some fuchsia in there and a Annabelle hydrangea that's going to be big, white, and fluffy. And on the trellis, there's several honeysuckle. And as you can see, I typically have some kind of tablecloth, but it's a very nice place to sit when it's warm in the summer because it stays shady there in the afternoon. So it's a nice place to sit when it's hot and sunny, which rarely happens here. But anyway, that's a lilac, and it's a double lilac, and it was one of the few things here when we moved in, and it's the most incredible smelling and gorgeous specimen. And I usually get like 2 bouquets out of it because I can't reach most of them, even though I have a pole pruner. And I look forward to it every year. Sometimes it's about mid-May before I can plant any. So then if I swing over here, this is the upper deck. And this deck is right outside our back door. And it's where we come to sit on nice days like today. I had a number of pots that were had bulbs in it. This is like the 4th or 5th one that has bloomed. This will be the last one. But the others were hyacinth and tulips and crocus and all kinds of stuff. Anyway, I love this upper deck, and from here you can see the sweet pea bed downstairs, which I took a video last time, but it is growing fast now, which is really exciting. And that is a gorgeous rose bush. I really like to do things, I like to tape it the before and after to see how incredible it looks in the summer. This is a beautiful pink damask rose, and if you haven't noticed, I like fragrant plants. It has got the most, it's one of the top 5 most fragrant roses there are, and it's damask fragrance, and it's Terry's favorite, and it's lovely. I love it. And over there, I'm gonna zoom in because the camellia is almost at peak. You know, I fertilize use organic Hendricus, and I fertilize every year, and it really shows. I mean, it's organic fertilizer. Every single inch on this plant blooms. That camellia's been there maybe 10 years, and it is just gorgeous. I love looking at it when I'm downstairs in our bedroom. And there's the pond from the upper deck experience. And the Brunnerose blooming its head off, and the bleeding heart is about to open, and that ligularia. The birds are in and out of those birdhouses. They love it. You can see a little bit of the gazebo from here because that tree has gotten so big and it's hard to tell. So I'll do a little bit of the garden today. I won't shut it off because then it's harder to find which video it is. This is actually my stained glass studio, which is a little bit of a mess right now, but I do a lot of stained glass when I'm in the mood. And a friend of mine who's moving to Arizona gave me even more glass before she left. So now I have a ton of glass, and I made a lot of pieces, which I can definitely video at some point. So this is the courtyard. We have a little, if I back up, you can see it's a arbor, which we tend to have a lot of them. An arbor that's from the carport that goes out into the courtyard. We don't typically have the wheelbarrow here, but the courtyard is another part of the garden. There's clematis that are gonna bloom. Oh, here's some blooming right now. These clematis are early, and there used to be more of them, but it got covered by the jasmine. So, but it's coming back. It's starting to assert itself. So that's nice. And that's a jasmine vine up there that'll bloom someday. And this is typically where, it's not anything fancy, but where I pot up plants. And this above me is an incredible rose bush. It's huge. It's a David Austin, which is an old-fashioned rose. It's fragrant and it's gorgeous. It's a, what's it called? Queen Margarita, I think it's called. And I'll have to show it to you when it's blooming, because what's the point otherwise? Here's one of those pots I was talking about that was blooming a few weeks ago. I took it off the deck because the hydrangeas are almost done. And all of those are Lily of the Valley, which, of course, volunteer like little rabbits. And they make the cutest little bouquets. Not blooming yet, though, so not as quite as interesting as, you know. So I'm going to go along the side yard here, and here's the carport where I really do a lot of potting up right here. And here's a lot of our garden paraphernalia, which every single one of these will be at the garden this summer. Here's where I've been doing a lot of my growing from seed, which I'll show you in a minute. This is going to be a long video today, I have a feeling, just because I'm in the mood. That's a freesia, and it smells really good. And that's going to be, well, it is a phlox, but it's not blooming yet. This is a dwarf lilac, which I think I might have showed in the video a few weeks ago. And it's starting to get a little bit more, I've never seen it bloom. So, because it was so tiny last year. And here in this bed, we have a ton of forget-me-nots, which are blooming. And then we have a ground cover called ajuga, which looks like this. And it looks to be in a week or two, there'll be really pretty purple flowers. And it was never happy on the property before. And then all of a sudden it just took off. And that is about to be a blooming poppy. Can you see they're about to bloom. I mean, there's the little buds. Maybe bloom tomorrow. And that is a geranium, hardy geranium, that actually fills this whole garden. It is humongous when it starts blooming. Literally like huge specimen. It takes over this whole area here. We put this tier garden in when we first moved in. It's huge. It's huge. It used to be a dirt pile when we moved in. This side of the garden, it's the driveway, and it's this side. It was a big dirt pile. We've actually put a fence in. The city took down a huge poplar that was dangerous. Put up all these trellises. Now what's growing on them are roses, and not blooming yet, unfortunately, and clematis. That one is blooming, which is the earliest variety, and it's really pretty. I don't know if you can see those blooms very well, but it is blooming. I didn't think it would be sunny today. This is something called the thalictrum. It's going to be very tall and got the cutest little pink flowers. It's adorable. This is finishing up the hyacinths, which were very fragrant. And as we come along here in this little side yard bed, well, it's not little, blooming columbine will be here in a few weeks. And look how big the delphinium got. They're really just starting. They're going to be huge. We have 4 delphinium over here. And look at the size of that lily. Look at the size of that stalk. Oh my God. It's incredible. We have a ton of lilies in here. Just tons of them. It's hard to see when things aren't blooming, but I like showing the before, like I said, because it's going to be incredible. I threw a trillion poppy seeds in here, so it's going to be red poppies with bright blue delphiniums, which in the summer, I want to make sure everybody gets to see it. That's why I'm doing the before. We have some potted plants here, some Lewisia I repotted, some things that still need to go in the garden, mock orange, another clematis. I'm kind of addicted to vines. We have peas, eating peas, and sweet peas. 3 of these pots are eating peas. So we'll be eating peas soon. Look how fast. See, that's growing big. And in that bed we have hollyhocks, columbine. We have a beautiful rose bush. Wait till you see that one in the summer. God, gorgeous. And we have a squash and a cucumber. Cucumber's not looking great, I have to say. Then I put in about 30 gladiolas. If you've ever seen gladiolas, they're incredible. Rose bush. This is another damask that I have in the backyard. And it's incredible. So this is, it's getting a little bit bigger than it was last week. We had a lot of rain. So, and look at what we have here. I'm going to end the video right here because it's actually something to look at. Look at these tulips. Holy cow. Wow. So pretty. Oh my God, so pretty. Oh, look at those pink ones. Oh my God, look at those pink ones right against the little purple muscaris. And look at those tulips. And I'm gonna back up because, hi, I'm doing a video. Thank you. How you doing?